Still working on my revision of my American history notes and looking for things that I want to pursue more deeply. I'm going to start with George Bancroft and his 19th century work, The History of the United States of America from the Discovery of the Continent. Now, he gives four reasons for the exploration and subsequent colonization of the Americas. First, Columbus was searching for a passage to the East Indies. That's China, India, and the rest of Asia. The lust for gold became the next prevailing motive. While readily available for plunder in South and Central America, the search for it in North America proved futile. Then the islands and the countries were made, quote, the tropical gardens of the Europeans, unquote, producing new crops and providing such things as sugar and other luxuries to the old world. Finally, the greater motive came to maturity, to plant permanent Christian colonies, establishing for the oppressed and the enterprising, quote, places of refuge and abode, unquote, in a temperate climate. Of course, most of this was pure propaganda and rubbish, justifying the theft of land, but very appealing to the mind of the Englishman at the time. Bancroft goes on to talk about how the end of England's war with Spain produced a population of former soldiers and adventurers with nothing to do but act as mercenaries in Europe's incessant wars. This provided a ready source of young men interested in the adventure of colonizing a new world. Now, Paul Johnson, in his A History of the American People, points out that in Elizabeth's day, she would issue charters for enterprising businessmen and adventurers who risked their own money. But with James I, their successor, the backing changed a little, and government money was available to support the effort at colonization, although merchants did provide most of the funding. He points out that Europe's gold and silver supply had been nearly exhausted by the falling off of trade outside of Europe at the close of the Middle Ages. The stolen gold and other precious metals that the Spanish brought to Europe greatly affected world trade and made Europe a permanent money economy. Merchants became more powerful and more important than ever, and the importance of colonizing ventures to expand the system became more obvious. North Atlantic fishing was increasing all the time. Both the English and the French had semi-permanent fishing settlements in Canada. The French soon became more of a threat to the English efforts than the Spanish, or at least an equal threat. James I did not want to provoke an unnecessary war with either country, having just settled the peace with Spain. So in 1607, due to a change in government policy, the French entrepreneur who owned Port Royal, Nova Scotia in Canada, abandoned it, and took most of the colonists home with him to France. However, the next year, Champlain founded Quebec for the French, the first post in North America destined to be a great city. The French and the Dutch began taking sides with the Native Americans of the St. Lawrence River, and Spain was considering attacking English settlements. These four powers, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and England, would constantly be at odds in the New World, and their incessant wars in the Old often spilled over into their colonies. Now, I'm going to talk about the first 12 of the English colonies next, and all of the island colonies outside of Jamaica, what they were founded on, how they were started. I hope if you watch this video, first off, feel free to let me know what you disagree with, or to provide additional information if you'd like to do that. But I hope if you watch it, you'll click like and subscribe or follow and share the video with someone else. Save it to favorites, repost it, whatever you do. And I look forward to seeing what you have to say. And I'm enjoying this. People that reply, even if they're angry, they don't like something I've said. This helps me do a little more digging, and I certainly enjoy that. I'm about 10 books behind now. Thanks.